For more, I want to bring in Chris Markowski, the founder of Markowski Investments. Hi, Chris. Thanks so much for joining us today.
Good afternoon, Greta. How are you?
Great. How are you?
Good.
The headline around the media today is job growth slowed sharply in November, but there was some good data in today's report. What's your takeaway?
I do think we're hitting a wall. There's a little bit to be encouraged. Obviously, it goes down, you could be happy. I mean, in normal times, you'd see a number like that. More than that, you'd be thrilled. Obviously, last month it was 610,000. It was revised to the downside, but it's the slowing growth that we're starting to see now. It's also the fact that you're seeing that people that are unemployed for longer than 6 months, that number is almost reaching an all-time high. I also think that we're starting to see some lockdowns. So December's number, in reality, we could be looking at the beginning of January, looking at December's number, and it could go negative. It wouldn't surprise me in the slightest. Unless we can get the country opened up. There's certain jobs out there that, again, are restaurant service industry. People have not been able to get back to work. Until they do that, again, we're going to be hitting a bit of a wall.
Earlier today, Vice President Mike Pence said we could have an approved vaccine ready for distribution in the U.S. just days from now. How will a vaccine accelerate this economic recovery?
Well, first, the people that they're getting it out to in the beginning, you're going to be looking at healthcare workers. And from what I'm seeing is mostly people that are in assisted living facilities. So I don't know how much quicker that's going to get people in, let's say, the state of California to open up restaurants, or in New York City. There's still a lot of shutdowns out there. The sooner the better, without a doubt. I think it's also a comfort level as well. There's a large swath of the population where, quite frankly, coronavirus doesn't scare them much. And there's another large part of the population where they're very scared by it. And they're going to need to be comforted and feel that it's okay for them, and they're going to feel safe to go out again. So that's what you're dealing with right now.
As of today, the stimulus situation is looking a little better. McConnell and Pelosi both say that they think they can reach a compromise. Where does the U.S. economy need more help at this point?
Well, I think that, that's one of the reasons why we saw the markets do so well today, is because of the jobs number, because people are coming to the realization, hitting a wall, and because they don't really have much other options in regards to stimulus. They're going to have to get this money out the door. I think it might be a real big help too in the stimulus package. Again, I think we talked about this in the past, to most certainly get protections for businesses from being sued. I've got another idea that I've been floating out there, is to help businesses that have actually had to declare bankruptcy, where you almost get a clean record. It doesn't go down on your permanent record. If you had to shut down your restaurant or your store because of some shutdown, I don't think that should have to turn up. We want you to come back. We want you to reinvest when this is over and reopen your business. So that's going to help. But without a doubt, helping people out that cannot go back to work because of whatever shutdown it may be, that's priority number one.
I want to talk a little bit more about Democrats who are choosing to shut their economies back down. California is looking to go back into pretty much a full lockdown over the next couple days after Gavin Newsom's announcement yesterday. A lot of businesses, though, here in this state are saying, you know what, I'm not going to shut down. I'm not going to listen. I'm not going to do that. For those business owners, how does that move impact them in the future? Could these fines that they're facing stuff, will those actually hold up in the long run?
It's great. I mean, it's making some great stories from around the country. Not far from where I live, out on Staten Island, making national news. Gentleman out there basically just declared it was almost like that CHOP district that they had in Seattle. He said, "I'm an autonomous zone. You can't bother me here." But eventually they came and arrested him. But I do think you're going to see more and more people push back from this. We've discussed the fact that, governors, Lord Farquaad, these people in charge that want to declare what is essential and what's not essential. Someone that needs to feed their family, their business is essential. They need to put food on the table, and to take that away from them is a very difficult thing. And I think people just about had enough. And this is also, you're seeing all these politicians out there break their own rules. So making people starting to scratch their head a little bit and say, wait a second, you're allowed to do whatever you want. You can go on vacation. You can go visit your family. You can do a myriad of these things, but we can't. I think it's just basically happening around the country. You take a look at the travel numbers, which is interesting, over Thanksgiving. It almost mirrored what it was the year before. So people still did go and visit family and friends.